So then, Bakugan, yes, specifically Bakutech. Now, if you saw my giant Buyee haul link up there somewhere, then you'll see that I got all told 24 Bakutech, but 4 of them were duplicates, so we're taking a look at 10 this video and 10 next video, starting off with Dragon, the main character's partner, and basically Dragonoid's Japanese cousin. Let's go ahead and pop him open. Now, the feet and these metal parts on the arms do something cool that we'll get to later. If you're familiar with Bakutech, you already know what it is. We're starting with this guy mostly because I also happen to have the second form, which has, definitely been rolled out on a few Japanese playgrounds over its time. So, again, feet, arms. Does the mouth open on this guy? No, it is molded to look like it does. Okay, cool. And these use core and soul pieces then. Let's take a look at the core pieces first. I'll go fully into everything that you can, every possible combination of these, but to give you an idea, these metal parts swap out and can then be go that way around. Yep. Can then be attached into standard size ports. Wow, that's tight. And the feet similarly can be swapped. Now, given that these both have plastic feet or plastic soles, and that's either causing trouble in the background, as he often does. Given that these both have plastic soles and metal cores, it doesn't accomplish a great deal. But plastic cores and plastic soles and metal cores are a thing. There are a few other ones that have them, and there are also rubber ones. I don't know any of those. So let's quickly pause while I swap these back. Okay, now we're back in the room, and yeah, as much as they're similar, I feel like they're enough different to look just really neat. You know, like slightly more jaggedy horns on this guy, the way that the arms actually expand out during transformation. Yeah, these two then, really cool. Set those off to the side, and move the ability cards off the top of that stack, and then grab another gate card. Gate card set. Next two then. Oh, this is a good one. Hammer cannon that I did backwards. Excuse me one moment. Okay, hammer cannon then. Yep. This guy's whole deal is that he has a big heavy boy at the front of his expanded form that just shoots out, and in theory, knocks over anything it hits. In practice, well, bringing Dragon back in briefly, you can see that just kind of underwhelming. Very cool in principle though, and so we stand. Aside from that, I do like his design. He's just a big guy holding whatever the hell those are. Those are hands down there. He has thumbs and everything, with a big thing sticking out of his chest so he can Yeah. Okay. Enough fucking about. Next up then is the one with the best name, Gus Burnham. Next up is Evie, who decided to invade and sniff everything. Hello. Hello, madam. Cause no trouble. I just said cause no trouble. I'll pop it away. There we go. Okay. Next up then is Gus Burnham, the one with the best name. And yeah, I like this guy. Something about the way he ends up with this big crest just feels satisfying, Oh yeah, hammer cannon, forgot to mention. Soul piece, you got core pieces on the arms. and he has no soul. Unlucky for him. Gust Burning, exact opposite, I believe. Nope, these aren't souls. He has no souls and no cause, which is no cause for soul concern. I don't know where I was going with that. Anyway, yeah. I just dig. This guy just looks good, you know? Is he particularly good? Not really. He's kind of his weight is evenly distributed. He can kind of jack of all trades things. Pyrus in Bakutech is kind of one of the more offensive factions. We'll get into that later when I show how some of these roll. But, well, Hammer Cannon can do the smashy thing. And the second form of Dragowan here has 2 raised blinds in yellow. That we'll get to what they do when we get to rolling these. So, up next, another 8-card set. And this one, I believe, is Flame Eagle. If it isn't, there'll be a correction on screen. It's also the only one I have that has mismatched core pieces. One thing I really like with this guy is that during transformation, this entire section of the marble form just ka-chung. To give him a really solid standing base. Just clever design stuff there. So, yeah. I mean, this guy, it's unusual to see a Pyrus one that's like primarily a colour other than red. Yeah, 610 G power there. You know, there's a couple of unorthodox, shall we say, colourways in this whole lot. We'll get to more of them as we get to them. So yeah, 2 core pieces on the wings. Next up is Nagana, who is one of my outright favourites out of my small collection so far. Just because, you know, he ends up really impressively long. Like, you can tell that he folds up into something round, but like he does so in a way that, oh hello Evie, in a way that is not immediately apparent how, just because there's a lot of stuff that, madam, behave yourself. Wow. There we go. Okay, thank you Evie. So, yeah, this guy, I believe, souls? Yeah, souls. So, that's the last of the Pyrus boys. Now let's get into... Let's do Aquos next. That's a nice quick one. So, we have here Ventus, who is very, very simple. Actually just a repackage of a mainline Bakugan, but the metal ring on the outside makes this one really good at some more technical shots, which is, it's that Evie, please, kind of what Aquos is designed for in this. Yeah. Well, some Aquos at least. The other one is Saint Aquos, and mine is reluctant to open, but cool when it does. Let's see if I can... There we go. And the head. There we go. So, yeah, this is Saint Aquos. Also rolled out onto a few Japanese playgrounds in its time. The cores and souls are all a little bit loose. Just fold out the tail there. So, he is unusual in that he has this little switch on the underside. And to get to what that does, let's put him back into ball form. Okay, and if you flip open his wibbly wobbly souls, then there's a switch here. So you push that forward, close those, and drop them again. And he opens into a much wider configuration, which is basically an Occupy type meaning it can cover most of a gate card just by itself. Well, wings become big shark mouths, basically. Independent horns. Regular head, it kind of flops forward a little bit more. Nothing much going on there of note, but yeah, it's clever, you know. It's engineered such that it just does things a little bit differently. Let's put those off to the side and bring in another gate card to get to Ventus. So, this one is Show Falco. And love the shade of green on this guy. I hope you can show up as one camera, it does in person. We've got, again, 2 cores, no souls. No souls? Yeah, no souls. What it does have, however, is a few parts that flip out. If I can get in there. Yep. And then these flip out. And yeah, this guy, broadly speaking, is a defensive type, as he's designed to land on a gate card something like this, so that he is fully covering one side of it, but there's a lot of space, which is the kind of thing where your opponent would likely want to use Vanderus and bring it around to stand on there and initiate a battle. Yeah, I guess just to prevent you from getting a nice easy double stand on there. So, I also have his Evo Trifalco. And I know what you're thinking, it's red, but it's Ventus. This is the Vermilion version. And again, he has a little switch on the inside. It's currently set, as you can see, to 1. So, Trifalco Form 1. Little Birdman. You know, he's just a strong little guy with a couple of nice metal soles. I like how hefty a lot of these die-casts Bakutech end up being. Well, if you're not careful, they will break time and space, and I will not be held responsible for any damages there. So, closing this guy back up. Let's lift up this and set him to position 2. And open him once again. Yeah, so that first form is more of an offensive form where you can relatively easily get it onto a card without taking up a lot of space, good for double stands. This one is another defensive one. You know, you can get it onto a gate. If you land it something like that, then your opponent's going to have a hard time getting onto this gate with a straight shot and will have to like bounce off the walls of the stadium or pull off a spin shot. And yeah, in this form, he just takes up that little bit more space. And he occupies, well, I guess this is more of an occupy than a defense really, because he takes up, like, if you land it diagonally, about 2/3 of a card. Which is good, but there are better ones out there. Oh yeah, in first form, 170 G-power. Not going to win any battles, but, you know, it's not designed for that. It's designed for versatility in Occupy form, 690. Much more of a defender. And let's close him back up again. And the one thing that the Bakutech line really does well for me is the engineering. Like, it gets clever, basically. Stuff like, you know, this guy, Nata Nagina, that just unfold in really interesting ways, or just do cool things when they do unfold. It wasn't until, like, really the last couple of years of the reboot that we got that level of engineering. So, Trifalco Form 3. This is the defensive form then. Because yeah, in this one, the wing has actually come forward and block anything from happening, and the head doesn't. The head goes back to its first form position, basically. let's do the legs. And actually not 100% sure what his G-power is in this form, just as I haven't spotted like the third set of numbers. Unless this one's 690 and the other form is something else, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, so in this form he very soundly occupies the front of a gate card such that anything that hits it is more likely to bounce off. Which is cool stuff. So, give you a moment to switch to Bakugan and we can start rolling these. Okay, and Bakugan is go. Eevee, please. Thank you. So, let's get to rolling some of these guys. Starting with down. A. And yeah, he tends to meander a little. Second form then does raise things. I mean, but line up. He can just. He rolls forward very well. Now, Gust Burn then. Fairly standard. Hammer Cannon. Also pretty good straight shots. I like that he throws his weight around like that. It's pretty cool. Flame Eagle. This isn't Flame Eagle. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention before. These parts on the wings actually do fold, as well as the horns. So, Nasinagana. And let's try Ventus and Aquos. I hope that, yeah. Yeah, wonky core pieces kind of stop this one from going fully, and then something on the internals does sort of catch a bit, so, yeah, management vary there. Try Falco. Show Falco. And finally, Vandorous. Let's see if I can do the spin shot. That's a no. That's a resounding no. Let's try that again. Pathetic. Nope. That'll do. Not what I was hoping for, but close enough. So yeah. That has been the first half of my Bakutech collection. We'll do the second half next week. See you then.